Okay, so we're told in this problem that we've got a particle that moves in a line according to this function, x of t equals e to the power of sine t. So the first part of the question is we have to determine the velocity of the particle. Okay, so now velocity is the rate of change. So velocity is the same as the derivative. So what we have to do is figure out what the first derivative of this is. So differentiate. Basically all we have to do here is differentiate that. Okay, so we've got this function e to the power of sine t, which looks very much like a chain rule, right? So we've got y equals e to the x, but x itself is sine t. Okay, so we've got the chain rule, which says that if you've got two functions, f of g of x, okay, and if you want to find the derivative of that, then it's you differentiate the first one multiplied by differentiating the second one. So that's essentially what we're trying to do. I haven't got the notation exactly right here, but essentially what we're going to do is differentiate the exponential and multiply that by the derivative of the power here. Okay, so it's pretty easy. So x derivative is the derivative of e to the power of x is just the same function again. So we end up with e to the power of sine t, multiplied that by the derivative of sine t, which is cos t. Okay, or it's more commonly written as we say cos t times e to the power of sine t. Okay, and that's the velocity function. Okay, now the second part of the question says rate of change of the velocity. Okay, so not rate of change of the distance, because that's what we calculated in part A, but rate of change of velocity. And that simply means we take this function here, which is the derivative, and we've got to differentiate it again. So what we're looking for here is x dash dash t. So in part B, we're looking to calculate that. Okay, so the answer for this one is going to be the same format. We're going to say x dash dash t equal double prime t equals something. Okay, so that's the kind of format we're looking for. All right, so now all we've got to do is differentiate this one. Now, differentiating this one is pretty straightforward. What we're going to use here is the product rule. So the product rule says that if we've got y equals f times g, then the derivative is, first of all, differentiate the first one, multiply by the second, plus the first times the derivative of the second. Okay, and again, when we get to the second function here, we're going to use the chain rule to differentiate that. But I've already used the chain rule in the first example, so it should be pretty easy for us to do. All right, let's see how we go. So, the derivative of this one, because we're now taking, is now the derivative of this formula up here, is, okay, so differentiate this one first. Derivative of cos t is minus sine t times e to the sine t, that's the easy part, plus the first function, which is cos t, times the derivative of the second function. Now we've already calculated the derivative of the second function because we've done it up here. So we've still got another cos t times e to the power of sine t. Okay, now if you hadn't done that in part A, we just have to go through the process again to do this one. But we've already done it. So it's pretty straightforward, right? All we've got is the answer here is minus sine t times e to the power of sine t plus, and these are just multiplied together, so we've got cos t appears twice, it's squared, times e to the sine t.